What's the deal? You already know what it is. Back at this one, another video to pop out to my young boys, maybe girls, but no. Today, told y'all today we was feeding the streets. Got a triple upload for y'all. Make sure y'all check out the other videos that dropped today. We did some motivation this morning. We did a reaction video in this afternoon. And this is going to be, another reaction video. We're going to be tapping into the content creator. He's been on here a few times. The truth is, he just dropped a video talking about, creepy moments in Hollywood. And I think this is a good segue to talk about something else that I've been seeing a lot recently. With this guy, Pedro Pascal. It's funny how, I've been seeing clips roll around of just this guy kind of being, plug this computer up here, y'all, one sec. I've been seeing clips floating around of this dude, Pedro Pascal, doing a lot of creepy behaviors recently. I seen interviews, for those who don't know, Pedro Pascal is an up and coming, I don't know how long he's been acting, but I know he's been getting a lot of prominent roles recently. He played the Mandalorian in the Star Wars series. He played Joel from the Last of Us series. And I know now, most recently, his this is probably his biggest role. He's actually playing Mr. Fantastic, a.k.a. Reed Richards, in the Fantastic Four movie. So he's been getting a lot of roles, man. He's been getting a lot of big roles lately. And apparently he's been in way more things. And, I've been seeing a lot of people talk about how this guy's just pretty much playing in everything as of recent. And, simultaneously, while I'm seeing him getting all these roles, I'm also seeing, clips floating around. I've been seeing him essentially kind of like caressing women and all sorts of stuff in Hollywood. He was actually his co-star. I believe her name is Vanessa Kirby. She plays Sue Storm, a.k.a., is it Mrs. Fantastic? Nah, it's just Sue Storm. But Invisible Woman. She basically plays Invisible Woman. And I've been seeing, interviews of them, and they be, real touchy-feely. They be caressing each other in the interviews, flirting, getting real close with one another. And, it's not a new thing in Hollywood for, the man and the woman co-stars in these movies to essentially kind of link up after playing in a movie. They acting, they playing their roles or whatever. And, you see it a lot in the Spider-Man movies. Typically, a lot of movies where it involves romance, where it's these characters, they have to be intimate with one another. They usually end up getting together in some way, shape, or form down the line in in the real world, basically. Spider-Man and Mary Jane, Tobey Maguire and I actually forget the chick name that he was with, but they end up dating. Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone end up dating. Tom Holland and Zendaya end up dating. So, those are a few examples that I know of personally, and I'm sure it goes on a lot in Hollywood where, again, male and female co-stars end up getting together, in the midst of them actually shooting movies. So I'm thinking this is just another example of that when I'm seeing him and Vanessa Kirby kind of caressing each other and rubbing on each other in these interviews and stuff like that. But come to find out, Vanessa Kirby is actually engaged and she's pregnant from a whole nother man. So now things have to be put into question, because it's what's going on there with that? Why is this married woman getting rubbed on by this guy? And it's not a good look. And apparently, this isn't the only time this has happened. So I'm gonna react to this video. I'm not sure if this video actually covers Pedro Pascal. I believe this video covers I'm not sure what this video covers. So we're gonna react to this, and then after we react to this, we're gonna segue into some of those Pedro Pascal moments I was talking about. Because it's crazy how if it was one of anytime a black man is on some time and where he's coming across creepy or doing too much or whatever, it's kind of put on the forefront. and blasted everywhere. But this whole Pedro Pascal thing has kind of been like flying under the radar, where it hasn't been much attention brought to the fact that this guy is low key on some creepy timing, and he's kind of bold enough with his creepiness to do it in public. So I can only imagine what kind of things may be going on behind the scenes, when the cameras are off, or what kind of like stuff he's getting into when the cameras off. And the Hollywood elites, they know exactly what's going on. That they sitting up there, they know exactly what type of stuff that this guy's into. They probably keeping his file under wraps until it's time to expose it, if it's ever a time to expose it, because again, he's landed so many prominent roles right now. It's like this is their golden child right now. So of course they're gonna keep his stuff under wraps, and this stuff might never see the light of day, unless But hypothetically, if it was a black man, you already know. Anytime they got a file on us, that file is gonna eventually come out. But let's get into this video. I want to react to The Truth Is, How Do We Miss All the Signs? Hollywood's Most Creepy Moments. Let's see what's going on here, though.
What are actually into. Over the last few years, people have started taking a second look at those in Hollywood. They were once seen as icons and the faces of America, with fans trusting their celebrities and believing they were good people. But after people got a look into what those in Hollywood are actually into, now just about everyone seems suspicious. For good reason too, as these celebrities have been snitching on themselves for years, telling us to our face how they love them young. You won't believe how you miss the signs when it's right in the open. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about celebrities who casually snitched on themselves for liking them young. But before we begin, I just wanted to let my patrons know I am finishing
this about to be crazy.
Video about a Masonic group that was exposed for horrific crimes against children. If you're one of my members, you can expect that video in the next few days. If you're not a member, what are you waiting for? Join the Truth movement and help me spread the truth. For $3 a month, not only are you further supporting the channel and helping me produce these videos, but you will also get access to over 50 exclusive videos that are not allowed here on YouTube, and how many other celebrities were into them young. We all know they hung out together and attended the same late night parties.
Them all white parties, man. Them all white parties. You got the diddler in the middle. I know everybody that ever took a picture with Diddy is just like in pure regret. Like, man, even if you wasn't even really involved with him, like everybody that take a picture with Diddy, you gotta just be like,
where everything goes, and did God knows what. We really can't tell how many predators are running around Hollywood. But believe it or not, some of these massive celebrities openly snitch on themselves, declaring their love for young girls. Hollywood has been snitching on themselves for years, and the fans have either been ignoring it or just not paying attention. There were literal...
The truth in plain sight. That's one thing, that the devil is very good at. He's very good at showing us a lot of things, and it really be having us it be taking the Most High to lift the veil a lot of times. Even in regular downloads that I get nowadays, when it comes to just people, everything like that, it's like when you under that delusion and the Satan is actually in the midst of deceiving, it's like you just be blind to certain stuff. And then once the veil gets lifted, it's like you look back and be like, wow, that was really just right there in our faces. Even when you look at the short I did on T Grizzly, the T Grizzly short, where I'm like, this kind of suspect, where he'd be like, you saw it wasn't me and still shot. It's like stuff like that. It just be like right there in our faces, and we just ignore it. Where we just be like, oh, la 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 la. But these things be right there. But let's go.
18 birthday countdowns for underage celebrities that people found attractive, with many media companies openly confessing their desires for
the official ChaseBrown.com Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen 18th birthday countdown clock. These two hotties will be Playboy legal in blank amount of days, blank amount of hours. See, yeah, like nah. This is an example for sure. we just be chilling. These dudes got a whole timer to when it's gonna be legal to sit up there and deal with these chicks, as if they probably wasn't already in that bag prior to this timer. But that's crazy. They got a whole celebration clock countdown on this type of stuff. And you know, this remind me of that one chick, Danielle Bregoli, the Cash Me Outside girl. Like, soon as she became 18, everybody just was, make an OnlyFans, make an OnlyFans, make an OF, make an OF. And then she really ended up, I think she ended up actually doing it the day she turned 18. And, you know, I think she made over $1 million overnight on some crazy stuff. So that's just an example of, you know, this been going on, bro. This been happening.
These girls, they did this with the Olsen twins, who they had a whole 18th birthday countdown for. This was always happening in Hollywood. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a few celebrities who told the fans they were into them young, and nobody paid attention. Starting with the Hollywood star Anthony Anderson, who is currently in hot water for a resurfaced interview that started trending online. In this interview, Anthony is interviewing a 17-year-old Lindsay Lohan. In the interview, Anderson can be seen acting extremely creepy with Lindsay. During the interview, he could be seen clearly flirting with Lindsay, asking her if she had a boyfriend, and gifting her a pink pillow with his face on it. When Anthony asked Lindsay if she had a boyfriend, she responded by saying no, and that she was still underage. Anthony then said,
Sick.
there's a lot of people that like them underage. And then he confessed that he just happens to be one of them.
You're sick and you just kiss me on the lips with tongue?
I kiss you on the lips?
I digress. My children and I, we love you and the Parent Trap.
He had children at this time too. It's crazy.
Want to give that to you. And you've grown up a whole lot since then. You're only 17.
Yeah.
Are you driving yet?
Yes.
Can you drive?
Yes, but the same thing.
Speaking of pink,
Uh-oh.
I have something I'd like to add to your collection. It's pink, satiny, and it's me.
Look at the crowd. Like, this was they was working the dark magic even back then, bro. It just goes to show this is how the devil works. Even when it comes to what's going on now with Trump and the Epstein list, they want it to be normalized. They want it to be normal, like, oh, it's no big deal, you know. We just like young girls. That's all it is to it. We just like young girls. You got your Drakes, who also, you know, hey Drake, I hear you like them young. That came from a whole hornet's nest moments where Drake kissing underage girls on stage. You know, he ain't know she was underage, I guess, at the time, whatever. But Drake got a whole, you know, track record of instances where it's like, okay, clearly you really like him young. He was dealing with this one chick. They say he was texting the little girl from Stranger Things. She was saying that was her best friend. I don't care what nobody say. Ain't no grown man supposed to be locked in with no underage girl under any circumstance. Like, under any circumstance, you shouldn't be locked in. Oh, we're friends, we're texting. Like, what reason do you have to be texting a little girl? Period. It don't make no sense. So when you look at stuff like this, it's like they've been planting these type of seeds to make, you know, the dealing of underage girls acceptable. Even when you look at, you know, it's this thing I say called pushing P. You know, I'm gonna elaborate on it in a minute. But even when you look at the LGBTQ, you know, the whole thing with that was a lot of those people in those communities, you know, the idea is they were born the way they were. They were born liking thus and, you know, such and such, you know, which is a very dangerous philosophy, a very dangerous mentality to have, or a dangerous way of thinking to put into the atmosphere, because now what you do is you open the doors for predators to essentially say, oh, I was born liking underage girls. I was born liking underage boys. And at the end of the day, they trying to push P. They trying to push PDF files into the LGBTQ, you know, letter group. You know, so I call it pushing P. They trying to push P. They trying to push P into that LGBTQ space. LGBTQIAP. Something like that. You know, it's a lot of different letters, but they trying to get P in there for sure. and y'all are it's a hornet's nest. It's a not a hornet's nest. It's a Pandora's box that's essentially being opened with that. But let's keep going.
So Lindsay, from me, there you go.
Well, this is gonna go right on my bed, and when I see you, I will say hi because I'll see your face every night.
Now, aside from entertaining me in your room,
Hold on. Y'all seeing it? Y'all seeing what's going on
See you, I
here?
will say hi because I'll see your face every night.
now aside from entertaining me in your room and in your house, what gentleman will be in the new pad with you and Raven Simone?
No one.
I'm just talking about like parties,
No, I don't have a
get-togethers.
boyfriend.
She's single, but looking.
But I'm illegal for people that are old.
Well, some men like them young. We ain't no names, but I'm one of them. Okay, next is Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen and Mean Girl. Right now, everybody get our freak on.
As you heard for yourself, Anthony openly confessed to liking them young and was clearly flirting with an underage Lindsay Lohan. From the moment the interview started to the moment it ended, he was openly being creepy, with millions of fans watching and nobody said nothing, even when this man snitched on himself live on TV. What's really interesting is that he said there's many of them like him that like them young. He wasn't lying there. What's truly disturbing is that Lindsay was being overly sexualized in Hollywood since she was a teen, with many celebrities romanticizing her and openly being creepy around her. Like this SNL skit where they made a whole skit about an underage Lindsay Lohan's chest area.
Next, we got a place off campus, mini fridge filled with butterbeer.
I'm sorry, boys, we can't waste time. We'll sorry after we get the phone call.
Openly, Hollywood was showing us just how creepy they really are, and people brushed it off as comedy. Unfortunately, this isn't the only time Hollywood was...
And then Lindsay Lohan ended up like crashing out or being, then she ended up crashing out or something like that. I feel like she ended up crashing out being one of them characters who end up, going on a Britney Spears level crash out. But a Justin Bieber level crash out because it's all of the stuff that these people go through when they're young. Their parents be sacrificing them into the industry, giving them up to be used up and abused by all of these creepy old men, and they end up losing it, going to drugs and just completely, losing it essentially.
creepy with young girls, as they did the same to Hilary Duff. We all know Ashton Kutcher had a great friendship with Diddy. He attended his parties and even repeatedly went to Diddy's home. I used to wonder...
Oh yeah, Ashton Kutcher, you already know him and Diddy was on that. You already know him and Diddy was on that for sure. Ashton Kutcher, he just give me them booger sugar vibes. He give me them crazy Steve vibes. Let's go.
why he liked Diddy so much, but now I know exactly why. They both shared one thing in common. They both liked them young. This is exactly what Kutcher admitted during an episode of his show Punk. He admitted that he and others were all waiting for Hilary Duff to turn 18, along with the Olsen twins.
Hilary Duff is in Lizzie McGuire. She also has an album out. She's going to be in a movie called Cheaper by the Dozen. And she's one of the girls that we're all waiting for to turn 18, along with the Olsen twins. Any 15.
He said, we're all waiting for them to turn 18. We're all waiting. He said, we're all waiting. He said, we all waiting on it.
As you heard for yourself, Ashton had no problem admitting he was romanticizing an underage girl. But people should have seen the signs with Ashton, as he literally was on that 70s show making out with a 14-year-old girl when he was in his 20s, a woman he is now married to and has kids with. Mia Kunis was on that 70s show when she was 14, and she was made to play Ashton's love interest who was in his 20s. For some reason, people watched all of this like it was...
Wow. I did not know she was that young when they were shooting this. That's crazy. Talk about subversion.
was all normal and said nothing. They loved and supported this show, while they were watching Hollywood groom Mia Kunis right in front of them. Ashton wasn't the only one to be creepy with Hilary Duff either, as even Eminem admitted he liked them young too. In his song Like That, he openly confessed that he had a crush on an underage Hilary Duff. Hilary Duff is not quite old enough, so I have never seen a butt like that. Maybe next year I'll say ass and she'll make my pee-pee go. This isn't the only inappropriate line coming from Eminem about minors, as in his song 3 AM, he raps about playing with his little Slim Shady to an episode of Hannah Montana. In the song, Eminem raps, surfing every channel until I find Hannah Montana, then I reach for the aloe and bust all over the walls. Again, people...
What the freak? What? Hannah Montana is crazy. Em was wildin'. And I noticed it's 3 a.m. in the morning, and then the body laying all over the flooring. He was on demon timing in this song.
People consume these songs and thought nothing about a grown man singing about wanting to be with an underage girl. This was just normal. Neil Patrick Harris also confessed to being creepy as well.
This nigga look like a vampire in this shot. He like a straight vamp in this shot.
During an interview he did with Wendy Williams, he admitted that he had a crush on Nick Jonas before he was old enough.
Who's your celebrity crush? Nick Jonas.
And he was really good looking before it was kind of allowed to think he was good looking.
Right.
Which
Before it was allowed, oh, this nigga's crazy. Oh, this nigga crazy. This is Barney for How I Met Your Mother, and he voiced Spider-Man in one of them animated shows, the one that was on MTV, and it looked all weird and adult-like.
was a bit of a problem. You kind of had to wait till he turned to be
Yes.
19 to 20.
Yes.
Another moment a celebrity straight up confessed to being a creep while the fans just cheered it on. One thing we learned last year was that Drake was not like us. And just like others in Hollywood, he liked them young too. You guys should remember this clip of Drake making out with a 17-year-old fan at one of his concerts. Drake acknowledged the young girl's age, admitted she was too young and he can get in trouble for being with her, and then proceeded to make out with her on stage.
This Epstein angle was the shit I expected. He talking about if I liked underage girls, I promise I would have been arrested. No, that ain't how that worked. If the industry still got your piece on the board, then you gonna get away with a lot of stuff. Even you look at all of these examples, all these guys is still squeaky clean good. Like their reputations is still good right about now. They ain't had no scandals and nothing that happened to them just yet. So when the industry got you on the board, or you doing the rituals and you keeping up with everything that you need to be doing to be, straight in Hollywood's eyes, in the devil's eyes, then you're gonna get away with a lot of stuff. So, that was crazy when Drake was like, if I was out here messing with little girls, I promise I would have been arrested. Like, no, that ain't how that worked. This dude Drake so awkward, bro. He's so weird, bro. Creepy characters in Hollyweird, bro. This is creepy. Like, this is creepy. Yeah, you ain't beating the allegations off of that. She told him how old she was. She told him how old she was, and he still went and kissed her entire body up, and concluded with the lips.
You couldn't be more of a creep. This is why people called out the times he was trying to be around Millie Bobby Brown. But honestly, this isn't even the most creepy thing Drake did. He once started following a 16-year-old girl who was on a high school basketball team. The girl did an interview with No Jumper where she admits that Drake was hitting her up and even used her beats. Mind you, she wasn't even a producer, and she had only made like 2 or 3 beats.
So the Drake thing. You met him. When did you first meet him?
So I play basketball, right?
And this is that. And look, oh, let me use your beats. You got all these talented producers out here who probably making some fire. Not to say that she can't make beats or nothing like that, but yeah, like this is the first beat she ever made, and this dude Drake jumped on one of her songs, jumped on one of her beats. You got all these beat hungry producers out here that's trying to, get their feet in the dough. And you sitting up there hopping on a 16-year-old girl first beat that she made. I know that beat wasn't banging like that. I know that beat wasn't banging like that. You was trying to do some other kind of beating. That's crazy.
So he really was a fan of supported one of my teammates at the time.
And this when you're in high school?
Yeah, in high school. So he
And this when you're in high school?
Yeah, in high school. So
was a fan of women's basketball, high school basketball. I was her teammate, so he followed me because of her.
He was a fan of women's high school basketball. Come on now. They was not balling out like that. They was not balling out like that to where you a fan of women's high school basketball. Let's be so real. What?
Follow me, and I lost it. I'm like, I have to be Drake. Like, I love Drake. I've always loved Drake, still love Drake. So basically, he followed me. Maybe a year later is when I built up the confidence to like message him on like some working stuff, because I was 18 when I messaged him. And I DM'd him like, hey, I make beats. Like, can I send you some beats? Like, no. I just wanted him to say my tag. Like, you don't have. It just seemed so not realistic for him to get on one of my beats. I was like, can you just say my tag for that? I just thought like, him creating a whole song on one of my beats, like I was just so far out of like my thought range. I don't know, like, but of course it was a goal. I would want that to happen. So he was like, "Is this really you? Is your page hack?" Like, I sent him a video of me asking again. I'm like, "Yeah, it's me. Like, can I please?"
This nigga was trying to cover his tracks. Is this really you? Is your page hack? He ain't trying to get caught up. She had to send him a video proof that it was really her. That's nasty work. You know his intentions wasn't good. He trying to, well, before we do anything, let's make sure, is this really you? Send me a video. Let me make sure your page isn't hacked. He be having the accents and stuff. Let me make sure your page isn't hacked. Send me a video. Yeah, send me a video. Send me a video. Oh yeah, you one of them things? Yeah, one of them things. Send me some of your beats. I don't know. I can't do the Drake accent for real. He got so many of them, but dog, that's wild.
He was like, "Oh, send me. Yeah, I have to send a video confirming like my page is not hacked."
Long after Kendrick called out Drake, this woman made this TikTok video with a very interesting story about him. According to this woman, she claims that back in 2011 through 2015, Drake would allegedly invite high school girls to come to his house.
Rich women between like 28 and 33 right now living in LA who have had interactions with Drake can bring him down. They can be the nail in the coffin. So listen, I went to high school between 2011 and 2015, okay? In that time, and I went to a very rich, white, private high school. And during that time, I heard of girls or girls' sisters going to Drake's house. We're in high school, okay? And maybe they were freshmen, but still, you're still 16 to maybe 18 years old, but you're 16, 17 years old going to this grown-ass man's house. If you look at birth year and look up those years, he was between 26 27 and 29. He was 29 in 2015. So I know that there are a lot of people out there, maybe with some memories that it's hard to look back on and be like, holy I was a child. And there was a power dynamic. And this is me being taken advantage of. But you guys need to step up and cancel Drake and like just end it. Just end his shit.
It's obvious Drake is a creep. Just like everyone who romanticized Justin Bieber when he was too young. There are countless videos online showing several celebrities being inappropriate with a young Justin.
I'm excited. Can I say this? Lean into me again. You smack.
This is why this nigga was crashing out for sure. Dog, they was doing Justin foul. Justin had to deal with the diddler as an adolescent. Just think about that. This dude Justin had to deal with Diddy as an adolescent.
Oh, amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'm 17 in like 2 weeks.
Ever remember smelling that good at 16? Like, that was bad. Wow, look at your eyes. Wow, look at your eyes. What music are you listening to at the moment, Justin?
As you can
He's clearly uncomfortable. He's like, bro, like chill with that weird Justin, bro. Poor Justin, bro.
see, Hollywood was open with their disturbed ways. They were telling us the whole time, and people just laughed it off and thought nothing about it. Now they're acting shocked when people like Diddy get exposed. But this is what Hollywood was on the entire time.
Man, imagine like we ain't defended Diddy, but like, bro, imagine being Diddy where you sit up there and get caught up for the same thing that everybody is doing. Like literally everybody is on the same time and the same creepy freaky frequency. The frequency. That's what it's called, bro. That's what they on, bro. They all on the frequency. They all on the same frequency, and now you sitting up there getting publicly humiliated, and everybody was on the same exact tip, bro. Everybody was on the same time and doing the same stuff, and you want to sit up there and act like I'm the bad guy. Ashton Kutcher probably was at the freak-offs doing, God knows what, and he like, wow, this white guy get off perfectly fine, and I got to sit up there and suffer and get publicly humiliated because of some baby oil. Like, it's crazy.
People were just ignoring the signs. Well, I'm gonna end this one here. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
The frequency. That's crazy. But let's go to Pedro Pascal, man. I want to see. This is one of the newest creepers inside of Hollywood. And, I just want to take a gander at some of this, this video. I don't know what this content creator is talking about. Shout out to them.
And his omnipresence is one.
But we're going to check out what they're saying
There's
about it.
something really weird going on with Pedro Pascal. Because just in a couple of years, he's now seeming everywhere. In just the last month alone.
He has such a strange face. Like, this doesn't give the vibes. He doesn't seem like one of the typical guys in Hollywood that be the golden child, or have a time as the golden boy. Like, I don't know. He just seems kind of creepy a little bit. I ain't gonna say he seems creepy. He seems fine, but I don't know. He just don't got that look, that typical look that they would have as the face of the industry.
It's been in 3 major movies, Material, Eddington, and The Fantastic Four. This is combined with The Last of Us Season 2, The Mandalorian, and the Grogu movie announcement, along with his upcoming Marvel commitments. It's like almost everywhere you turn, there's Pedro Pascal everywhere. He's constantly being adorned in the media. He's in every single major movie and TV show.
Oh yeah, he was just in Gladiator.
It's almost overwhelming. So, what's the formula to his success? Why is he suddenly everywhere? What's the reason for all of this? Well, he himself is actually...
He might be a plant. When they start, they literally just start giving this guy so many roles. I don't understand, what he done did or what he's on to where he just done landed all of these roles.
He said that in high-stress situations, quote, there's a certain level of anxiety that helps me do good work. It helps me be aware of the things I need to be aware of. Anxiety is something I've lived with since I was a child, so it's part of my chemistry. I don't know what kind of person I'd be without it. It's something that I manage, but it's also part of what made me, me. And you see, he always mentions that he has to struggle with constant anxiety, and that this anxiety leads him to being more successful and work even harder. But when the
Anxiety. Did they not just give me an ad, bro? Like less than a minute ago?
is too overwhelming, he copes with this with physical touch and affection. But this whole facade being this likable, relatable guy, whilst being one of the biggest Hollywood stars in the world right now, is leading to some public scrutiny online, as he appears to try and be this likable, relatable guy who struggles too, just like the common man, having anxiety and emotional issues. But when you actually look at his behavior, it seems like this is completely false, and he's using this whole identity to have public affairs in public while not ruining his
This the clip. This is this dude's whole wife. This is Willem Dafoe's wife. And this dude just grabbed her by her face. Like, this dude just grabbed this man's wife by the face.
Success in Hollywood at the same time. You see, if he was open,
He's like, huh, watch that there. I can't do a Willem Dafoe accent. All I know him for is Green Goblin, so. Misery, misery, misery.
having a
And she's pregnant. If he drops some clips of how these two been interacting, bro, she's pregnant with another man's child. And they are touchy. They are touchy, boy.
sleeping with everyone in Hollywood, that wouldn't go very well with his wholesome, likable image.
Hold on, what did he say?
Sleeping with everyone in Hollywood at the same time. You see, if he was openly having affairs, sleeping with everyone in Hollywood, that wouldn't go very well with his wholesome, likable image. His family-friendly, inclusive image is central to all of his Hollywood roles, and yet there seems to be this strange side of
No, I don't think him being family friendly and being a cool looking guy is why he's landing all of these roles. I doubt that. I'd imagine there's something more nefarious going on in behind the scenes that's making him land these roles. But let's go.
personality that keeps creeping up. And so coincidentally, it seems like his PR team has spun up this world of anxiety to mask all of his strange behavior. Now it's becoming too obvious, as we've seen with the new Fantastic Four movie press tour, where he's been constantly touching, hugging, stroking, and so obviously being physical with his star Vanessa Kirby. From stroking hands, Kirby literally stroking his face, and then
Like, ain't no way. If you my wife, or I'm about to get engaged with you, it's no way I better catch you on a public platform caressing a man's face like this. I don't care what he battling with. I don't care what he battling with. You're a whole Hollywood actor. You ain't got that much anxiety. Your anxiety ain't that bad to where it's like you gotta get your face caressed by my woman to sit up there. What? Like, my woman is not about to be your stress ball, your stress reliever. Like, what other type of stuff you got her doing to relieve your anxiety? Like, for real. Like, let's think about it. Like, what? You sitting up there getting your face caressed, like, you, what, man, I ain't even gonna go there. Bro, y'all better not hit me with it.
Hugging all the time in public has made people wonder what's really going on behind the scenes, especially when Pedro put his hands over Vanessa, smiling as though they're in a relationship about to have a baby.
What the, bro? Ain't no way. You're touching her baby bump as if this is your child, bro. Yeah, no. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Man, she better not. And then Vanessa Kirby, bro, she better not be giving that man hell at the crib, bro. When he tripping about this. Can you imagine if she's hitting her dude with, don't be insecure, he has anxiety. Don't be insecure. He has anxiety. He's not a problem. He's not a threat. These the same dudes that your girl will be saying is not a threat. Dudes sitting up there rubbing on her baby bump. You've put energy on my child. Rubbing, like, bro, what? She's engaged and pregnant, bro. What?
together, all while she's pregnant with her fiance. And it turned out that this wasn't even the only time his anxiety has led to some really questionable, creepy behavior. For example, take this resurfaced video of Pedro with Willem Dafoe.
Why did he do that? Did he think he wasn't gonna see that? He tried to be low key, like, yeah, I'm gonna see you later too. Like, what? I'd be questioning her, cause why did you just let, bro? Why? Hollyweird is so weird, bro. She looked like she a low key. I looked her up. I looked up Willem Dafoe's wife. Let's just pull her up real quick. Oh, damn.
What if you could taste the movies?
We turned that idea into an $11.3 million business with Wick. One movie night.
The Pascal takes her clothes.
No. Let's pull up Willem Dafoe's wife real quick. And she looked way younger than him. Damn, you can't even find a picture of the chick. She got them vibes. She has... Come on now. Hollyweird is crazy, bro. This is Willem Dafoe's wife. I ain't even think... This is his wife. You can't tell me she don't look like a practitioner of the dark arts. That's how he able to tap into that. Damn, they've been together for a minute. Is this her too? I don't know. She look like a practitioner. She look like a practitioner of the arts. That's how he able to tap into that Green Goblin energy. Misery, misery, misery. Yeah. He's like, watch your hand.
Pedro are laughing together, seemingly like friends, with Pedro even slightly touching William for a split second, just before touching William's wife, and openly flirting with her right in front of William, trying to get physical and flirting.
And that hand, bro. Y'all seen that hand. Y'all just seen that hand. You can't fake that. If it quack like a duck, you see the pants. If it quack like a duck, it might be a duck.
Wife, and openly flirting with her right.
He's like, oh, don't worry about me. Like, what?
Trying.
Oh. And they be the ones that be extra freaked out.
They get physical and flirting with her while playing it off just like they're friends. And William's face tells you everything. They go from laughing, being somewhat friendly, to suddenly William looking at him with a very serious face, clearly being pissed with Pedro. And to be honest, what man wouldn't be, with some other guy touching your wife up? In fact, there's actually countless videos of these sort of things. Like when Pedro Pascal was on the red carpet and wrapped his arm tightly around Sarah Paulson, rubbing it up and down repeat while whispering something into her ear. It's a really awkward moment as Sarah doesn't seem to be into this, but because the clip was so short, it's really hard to tell what was actually going on here. He
got some kind of authority in that industry, bro. They done gave Pedro some kind of authority in that industry. He got some kind of authority in there. He up there in the hierarchy right now. He getting all these roles. He's getting a lot of, and he's getting a lot of strong like roles, like strong masculine roles. Like he's the main hero in a lot of different stories right about now. You're Reed Richards, the smartest man in the Marvel universe. You was the Mandalorian. I ain't watched the Mandalorian, but the vibes I get is like, okay, he's a gritty, badass kind of like character. One of them cool characters that, you know, it's hard to dislike because he's just that cool. And who else was he? Joel from The Last of Us, another badass, cool, strong, dominant character. Like, he's getting all of the best roles right about now. And he's super grungy in these roles. And then in real life, he talking about like it's something to that. It's something to that. And then not only is he on that timing, but he's also caressing everybody's wife and taking advantage of these dudes' wives, and nothing is happening. And there's no repercussions. He got some kind of authority in the industry right about now.
Dakota Johnson's also said that Pascal takes her clothes and wears them, which on the surface the media reports to
The fuck? What is this? Where's the anxiety at? Where's the anxiety at, bro? You can't be that anxious, bro. You can't be that anxious.
be just Pedro being sexually ambiguous. But in reality, it's really strange and creepy behavior.
Sexually
It was revealed that
ambiguous.
Pedro suggested that she started an adult content subscription site, all to sell photos of her feet to the public, which was a really strange thing to say. People are starting to think this might just be a case of a virtue signaling, sexually ambiguous guy tending to be this cool, likable, chill guy who doesn't follow societal norms, using this as a front to be a creep. And the more famous he gets, and the more Hollywood puts him in every single film and promote all the media that they own, the more that he can actually get away with all of this behavior. But people are starting to catch on that Pedro's using a disguise to screw other people's wives, all while never seemingly getting any
Low key. That's what I think. I think he got a fetish for other men's wives or something like that. I think he got a few different fetishes, but definitely he liked dealing with other people's wives. The way he was rubbing that baby bump, he was putting energy on that baby. He was getting a release from just being able to touch on this man's baby, and that's not his woman for real. Or maybe it is on the low. I don't know how many of these women is buying into it and, sitting up there, succumbing to this dude's influence, this dude's Hollyweird influence. Let's go.
controversy in the media for doing so, which is why the meme is spreading online that there's something wrong with them, but it just can't be proven yet. With people saying, quote, "I've never seen a 50-year-old man act like this before."
He's
Guys,
50?
This movie star that goes to parties and raves has anxiety, and that's why he must touch his female co-stars. He seems friendly and fun, but a little too friendly and fun. When you know there's something weird about Pedro Pascal, but you just can't prove it yet. Well, everyone knows all of this stuff. We can see it in plain view. These strange moments are racking up tens of millions of views, and yet somehow nobody in Hollywood.
But watch, Pedro Pascal's, his RICO case is never going to come to the light. They don't sit up there and destroy these guys as influencers, these guys heroes, these guys is they lead. I ain't gonna say leaders, but if this dude was black, bro, he wouldn't last 10 days doing this type of stuff. He would not last doing this type of stuff. But this is they golden boy right about now. So his Diddy case is never gonna come out. It's not gonna see the light of day. He's more than likely just gonna get away with all this.
Was out on any of this? Why is he being so protected of the media and Hollywood, while simultaneously being pushed onto everyone, getting place in every single film that's coming out these days? Well, there's a lot more going on than you might think. You see, Pedro Pascal is just simply a brand. He's the new guy to seemingly revive Hollywood, not just because he's talented, but because he perfectly embodies Hollywood's favorite currency, virtue signaling. He'll mention.
Then they cast this dude as Reed Richards, bro. They forced him into Reed Richards, bro. I don't care what nobody say. Since the beginning of them casting him to even after me seeing the movie, bro, this dude he's not Reed Richards, bro. He did a decent job in the movie, but this dude is not Reed Richards. Are you serious? This dude does not give Mr. Fantastic vibes at all.
Perfectly embodies Hollywood's favorite.
I made this dude Mr. Fantastic.
He'll mention every single talking point Hollywood studios love to virtue signal about. He plays into being a Latino, non-gendered, pro-stance that Hollywood demands you to be kind of guy, whilst also being anti-anything that might not look perfect for his brand. And because he's so valuable to Hollywood, with barely any controversy.
Oh yeah, of course.
Brand,
Of course, yep.
and because he's so valuable to Hollywood, with
barely any controversies, and seemingly ticking every single box that Hollywood looks for, he's now being pushed onto everyone in an attempt to revive.
He's gender fluid. He's pro-trans. Yep. Yep. And they test, and what else is happening? I bet they testing his gender fluidity behind the scenes for real. If you know, you know. They seeing just how fluid he is behind the scenes. And that's how he getting all these roles. It is what it is. He got Hollywood immunity right about now. That's why he getting off. He's drunk on the power that he knows he low-key has. So he's gonna sit up there and touch and feel on all y'all's wives out there in Hollywood. He gonna caress y'all wives, caress y'all baby bumps, wear y'all women's clothes. He gonna do whatever he want because he got immunity. He got Boardwalk and Park Place right about now. He feeling real good. So he gonna ride that. He gonna ride that. No Diddy. Or maybe yes Diddy. I don't know with this guy. It is what it is.
Movies that seem to bomb every single time. It's why he seems to get a golden pass on anything. Publicly clashing.
His shirt says adult content. How is they talking about this is the family-friendly guy, the face of Hollywood, and he got a shirt on that says adult content? Come on now.
He seems to get a golden pass on anything. Publicly clashing with whoever he's told is the like in April 2025, when Pedro Pascal randomly called out Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling's celebration of an anti-transgender court ruling heinous loser behavior, which just seems so out of place and random. And then a month later, almost as if it was coordinated at the Cannes Film Festival in May 2025, he randomly came out to make a statement about US immigration policy, saying, quote, "Fix the way they win," urging everyone to keep telling stories and fight back against political intimidation. He was also on all those Imagine videos where all the celebrities would do a cringe virtue signaling
Imagine no possessions.
He's also infamous for having these bland opinions, saying exactly what you'd expect of an actor at the top of Hollywood to say every single time. Which makes you realize this isn't about genuine activism, it's just calculated branding. To appear socially conscious without ever risking Hollywood profits at the box office. He won't go as far as someone like Rachel Zegler, but it'll go just far enough as to look like he's a virtuous, moral man. And so, of course, casting him just becomes an easy shorthand for studios to signal their moral criticism.
Hold on, he threw up his Baphomet for sure. I think almost actually. I don't think that's quite the Baphomet, but I don't know. It could be something else to that.
To signal their moral credibility without ever actually going too far. It's why it seems like everything he does is never actually authentic or real. He can seemingly say anything he wants, and unlike other similar actors, he'll never actually be mocked. He'll only ever be promoted even more. For example, just look at the difference between him and his former.
This dude really got Hollywood immunity right now. That's crazy. This dude has Hollywood immunity. This is the golden child of Hollywood right now, and it's crazy you call him the golden child because he's 50 years old.
Co-star Gina Carano. While Pedro faced no professional consequences for his political statements, Gina was fired from the Star Wars franchise in February 2021 for her own controversial social media posts. But because what she said didn't fit the Hollywood narrative, she was dropped from everything and completely blacklisted forever. It was so bad that Gina's lawsuit against Disney explicitly highlights this disparity, noting that Pedro compared Trump supporters to Nazis and supported Black Lives Matter and defund the police without ever facing discipline. The lawsuit documented that Pedro could say whatever he wanted, as long as it fit the studio's political talking points, claiming that quote was not disciplined and required to review documentaries on any of these topics, or even speak to individuals with contrary points of view, or pressure to ever apologize. And yet Gina today is completely forgotten about. Pedro is pushed everywhere. He'll dress up all strange, wearing whatever looks good for his Hollywood strategic branding, and play the anxiety card whenever he can. And with such a puff guise, he's seemingly untouchable, meaning he can flirt and possibly do more.
This sick, bro. Imagine if this is your girl, bro. That's crazy to me.
Men's wives still get rewarded by Hollywood and put in almost every single movie, but nothing in the media even criticizing him. In fact, maybe all of this controversy with Vanessa is calculated too. With this
they really made this guy Reed Richards too.
eyes in the Fantastic Four film, and milk Pedro even more for every dollar possible. But whatever the case is, it's clear that he's a perfect Hollywood puppet, and he'll do whatever he's told as long as he can get more and more fame.
Definitely the perfect Hollywood puppet right about now. But I'm pretty sure he covered everything that I was gonna go to. You know, I had, you know, a video pulled up, kind of like how this married woman and this dude has been interacting. I had her husband pulled up. You know, she has a husband. She's engaged to this guy, Paul Rabil, a lacrosse player. I had the video pulled up, the Willem Dafoe, his wife, where he was touching her. He already did that. I guess we could take a little gander at how they've been interacting. This married woman.
It's kind of like, what would be the literal translation? Yummy old man?
No, it's my yummy old man.
Back on track, babe.
Back on track, baby.
Cheers to that, babe.
Cheers to that, darling.
What's a sexy
Babe? Married, by the way. I'm gonna just keep saying that. She's married, by the way, and pregnant.
accent to you?
Italian.
Italian.
Spanish.
Spanish. Arbitrary Latino.
Yes.
My,
That's a cute.
my forte.
Petri. Yeah.
From Game of Thrones, maybe.
That. And like someone that can talk to you in that language and you don't understand.
Cool. Thinking you're verraco means you think you're hot shit. Let me demonstrate.
This guy's an absolute smoke nest. There's a lot of smoke wafting around.
Look at the of us and decide who's so.
Oh, I love like Reed and Steve's.
Now listen, these are gorgeous. I think this is my favorite image so far.
Not the very first day.
They did something, bro. You couldn't tell me otherwise. If I'm her husband, you couldn't tell me nothing. Y'all did something. What?
My face.
Yeah, boy.
It's over with, bro. Y'all get the point, though. Y'all get the point. I don't need to see no more of this. Y'all get it. Y'all get it. Pedro got it. Pedro got Hollywood in the palm of his hands right now. He's filling on everybody's wives, caressing them, doing everything he wants, wearing women's clothes. You know, he's getting off. And, you know, if this will never be a black man. I'm going to just say that. This will never be a black guy. With the keys to Hollywood in his hands like this, I don't even know. The closest thing we might have to that is Michael B. And Michael B, he doing what he playing his role. So, you know, it is what it is. He under the rule and thumb of Ryan Coogler, I believe. And Ryan Coogler, you know, he doing his own ritual missions. But this dude, Pedro, he got a whole nother level of power. Like, he's on a whole nother timing. But yeah, man, that's the video. We did the triple upload today, fed the streets. You know, we'll be back with more content soon. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe again. You know, make sure you tap into the other videos we dropped today, all bangers. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Love y'all. Take care. Stay safe. I'm on y'all boys.
One more treat, bitch, I'm gone. One more hit, bitch, I'm gone. Brand new whip, bitch, I'm gone. Brand new crib, yeah, I'm home. Bitch, we home, yeah, we grown. One more treat, bitch, I'm gone. One more hit, bitch, I'm gone. One more hit, yeah, we gone. Hey.